Hey all, my name is Paul Borosky and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan. And what I'd like to do today is to give you all some tips and tricks on how to write a men's apparel store business plan, as well as how to construct a basic pro forma financial model that will be able to help you all identify some price points on how many customers you need to serve on a daily basis, and kind of what the average sales price needs to be for each customer in order to achieve your profits that you desire. Also, from that little model that I'm going to show you, you can use that the foundation of that model, expand it into a full-blown pro forma financial statement for your profit and loss, as well as for your income statement. All right, so the way this video is going to work out is, for first and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and give you all a little bit of information about who I am, what I do, and why I do it. From there, we'll talk about some tips and tricks in writing your business plan. And once we're done with that, we'll wrap it up and call it a day. All right. So as promised, a little bit about me. I am a professional writer, specifically a business plan writer. So if y'all do want to avoid all the fun and excitement and the growth opportunities aligned with writing your own men's apparel business plan, please pick up the phone, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I'd be delighted to write the business plan for you. Also, if you do want to write that business plan for the men's apparel store, and you need a little bit of assistance, I do have books available that are published on Amazon. So just jump on Amazon, type in my name, Paul Borosky, and then voila, some business plan writing books will pop up magically for your reading entertainment. And then finally, I am an adjunct professor and subject matter expert for both business and finance. So if you do have your business plan all wrapped up and you got a pretty little bow on it, but the only thing you're missing is those pesky little numbers for your financial projections, again, be delighted to write those projections for you. All right, infomercial is done. Let's talk about your men's apparel store. So when you're writing your men's apparel store, tip number one is for the company description. When you're writing it, make sure to describe your product mix. In some men's apparel stores, what they're going to do is they're going to go heavy into, they could go heavy into shirts or in pants. It could be formal, it could be informal, it could be casual. But they might go heavy into the apparel itself and then only offer a mixture or a splattering of the accessories. For example, you might do your jeans and your t-shirts and your sweaters and your loungewear, but you're not going to offer your sunglasses and the jewelry, the watches, etc. So you might go heavy into the apparel, or some other organizations are going to go ahead and give us a good mixture of shirts, of pants, of some socks, some underwear, and then also maybe some shoes and some apparel, even sporting apparel, and then also some of your accessories. So there are some organizations that are going to specialize in apparel, other organizations that's going to be the core competency, but they're going to provide a wide array of accessories. Whatever your product mix is going to be, make sure to provide some detailed discussions about what your product mix is going to be. Also supply some discussions about why you chose that business model. If you're going to specialize in just apparels, state that and then describe your strategies and your thoughts and ideas behind that. If you're going to go ahead and offer the wide array of apparel and accessories, well, describe that strategy as well. And then finally, for the product mix, make sure to talk about any other add-on services. Are you going to provide delivery services? And yes, that is becoming very popular in the apparel segment. Also tailoring, and then also styling as well. Those I've been getting more and more calls with add-ons like that. So if you do some add-ons with your men's apparel store, make sure to discuss that as well. All right, and then finally, for tip number one, company description, make sure to include some industry statistics in your discussion. For example, the men's apparel store industry right now in the U.S. is about a $7.1 billion industry. The revenue growth is, in the past 5 years, annually, it's gone down about 5%, and historical growth rate is only expected to be a negative 0.7%. So it's in the next 5 years, it is expected to go down a little bit. The reason for this is because more and more men's apparel stores are going online. And when you're going online, then the online sales are eating into or cannibalizing the storefront location. However, keep in mind, when you're going online, you have to keep your inventory somewhere. You have to package your product somewhere Doesn't hurt to do it at a retail location where you can also sell the stuff at the store as well. So just keep that in mind. Just because of these statistics are showing some revenue decline, there's a reason for it, because it's the online stores and they're very complementary to each other. So you don't want to go ahead and say, well, because the sales are declining, we don't want to do a storefront, we're just going to go online. That's definitely not, well, it's definitely a way to go, but I've been finding that a lot of organizations are starting online and then moving into the retail because they can use the space for both entities. All right, so tip number 2, when you are writing your business plan for your men's apparel store, tip number 2 is for your financial projections. So again, like I said, this financial projection right here, this little financial model, took me about 10 minutes to create, and it's definitely not a full-blown pro forma financial statement. It's definitely not a full-blown 12-month profit and loss statement, or for the next 5 years. However, this succinct little model right here, if you identify, it's going to help you identify the number of customers you need to service, the average sales price, the variable costs, and the other costs related. So once you're able to identify some of these costs, you plug them into the model, you're going to be able to identify what your net profit should be based on the volume of sales and the average sales price. So with this information right here, the way this is structured is we're focused on the number of tickets per day's number of customers per service per day, and I call it average customer ticket. So in this example right here, we're saying that we're going to have 20 customers a day, and this is going to include in-store as well as online. Average sale price is going to be about $85, and our variable cost is going to be $40. So what we mean by this is if we buy a product for $40, we're going to sell it for $85. Once we identify these 3 variables right here, we then need to figure out what our monthly gross profits are going to be. And the way to do that is we're going to deduct the $40 variable cost from the $85 sales price, gives us a gross profit of $45. We're then going to take that $45, multiply it by 20, which is the number of customers. It's going to give us $900. And then finally, we're going to take that $900, multiply it by the number of days in the month that we're going to be open, which is typically 30 for a men's apparel store. It's going to give us a monthly gross profit on average $27,000. Once we identify that, we're going to pull that number down here, and we're going to calculate our monthly fixed cost: lease, labor, utilities, marketing, supplies, accounting, legal, insurance, miscellaneous. We're going to add it all up and put it right here. In this example, $14,800, and then we're going to drop that number below. Once we have our monthly fixed cost aligned with our monthly gross profits, we're going to deduct our costs from our profits. In this example, it gives us $12,200. So what we know now is that if we get 20 customers in the door or online and the average sales price is $85, as long as we keep our cost in line, we should net about $12,000. So that's the beauty of this model. It's going to tell us how many customers we need to service and what the average sales price needs to be in order to achieve the profits that we desire. All right, so hopefully, in summary, when you're writing your business plan for your men's apparel store, make sure to keep the star of the show as the business. Yes, you might have been selling clothes for the last 20 years. However, the business plan is about the business, so let's make sure to keep it about the business. And then finally, if you need a little bit of help writing a business plan, you want a custom plan written for your men's apparel store, reach out, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. You can check out my pricing page right here. And if you do want to write your business plan yourself, at least use some kind of a template that is aligned with the men's apparel store, which includes also a financial model as well as a Word document that's a fill in the blank. And all you got to do is just go to my website, qualitybusinessplan.com/men's apparel store business plan template. And yeah, it's available for purchase. It's a Word document as well as a financial model that is, again, aligned with the men's apparel store industry. So hopefully this information was helpful, and as always, if you like the video, gives me a thumbs up, and go out and make a little bit of money. Thank you.